That's the bottom line. The Stone Cold said so.
Need more.
You just made the list.
Rest in peace.
What's up, armchair bookers? What's good?
Hey.
I am your boy Jazz. I'm here with my good friend.
What's up? How you doing? Everything's cool, everybody? Yeah. Sorry.
What's the...
Sorry, I'm gonna be honest. I took a nap right before this. So I'm waking up.
You're like, things, stuff, yeah.
It's just funny because I meant to do the whole, hey guys, how you doing? You know who it is. Damn it.
Yeah, all
Not
that
how
shit,
you doing. It's, hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? But whenever I start with what's up, it's like that's already the what out of the who, what, when, how, and why thing. So it's like, God dang it, I screwed it up.
Well,
but
anyway.
yeah. Hey everybody, how you doing?
Before we get into the review, first off, I want to say rest in peace to Ashley Massaro. I'm pretty sure you heard about that, right, Pete?
Who? Sorry.
You didn't hear about that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Massaro, she was the 2005 Diva Search winner. You might know her. She was one of the divas. She was on the show for a decent amount from 05 till about 08 or so, maybe 09. And then I not speaking ill of the dead, but she was not the best wrestler. She did improve as time went on, but you probably know her as the one she always wore the cap backwards. Is that right? Yeah,
maybe.
She passed away on the 16th at the age of 39. Yep.
Damn.
And a parent, of course, I don't know the full story, but a parent suicide. So yeah. So just wanted to say rest in peace to her before we get things going. It's always messed up when a life is lost. So, yeah. Heart goes out to her and her family and friends and whatnot. That being said, we are going to get into Money in the Bank 2019. We're going to go ahead and see, as far as our predictions, who was right and who was wrong. And I will say definitely on one of these, neither one of us got the results right.
Oh my fucking God.
Neither one of us guessed this bitch right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there when we get there. But bruh, when we was picking, if you would have guessed this shit and then somehow got it right, I would have said, get out of my life, play the lottery, and we can talk when I'm ready because you are like, that's magic in real life. Like, I'm not okay with that. Yeah. What the fuck? Nobody saw that coming. Anyway, we'll get there. Overall, what was your overall view of Money in the Bank 2019 before we even get into it, man?
It had some ups, it had some downs, and it definitely had some downs.
Yeah. I mean, my overall review of it, I watched it with, my big brother, my overall review of it, and we kind of both agreed just on, like, kind of everything without even, like, trying. But my overall feel was that Money in the Bank 2019 was meh.
Better than the Game of Thrones season finale.
I have not seen a single episode of Game of Thrones.
Don't watch Game of Thrones.
Have you watched every episode?
Yep.
Because I've been seeing that online. We can hop into that real quick.
No. As of that last episode, I'm going to tell you to not waste your time with the series.
That's what I've been saying. I've been seeing everybody like on my Facebook and stuff. Everybody been saying, "Really, Game of Thrones? Really, all this 70 hours of time?
Well,
This is what you did?"
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give it the same warning I give people about the anime Bleach.
hmm
It's literally in the same tier of viewing material for me. I tell people not to watch it, not because the whole thing is trash as a whole,
Right.
but because it starts off, I think I told you off camera, starts off kind of slow, but there comes a point where it starts getting good, and then it's really good, and you're like, holy crap, and everybody's doing that. And I could say, like, for Bleach, I'll be like, oh yeah, you watch Bleach, it'll start off slow, but once you get to the Soul Society, that shit's so good. If I would say anything, I'd say get to the Soul Society, watch it, and then just stop. Don't watch the rest of the series. But I can't warn people of that, because the Soul Society, the way it ends in a way that makes you want to keep reading or watching. And you have to keep going because of the way that it ends. It's like, well, I don't know what Omar is talking about or Pete's talking about. No, I gotta keep reading. And then before you know it, it just goes downhill. Then you realize, oh shit, I'm trapped. I've been watching this for this long. I might as well finish it. And then you just end in disappointment. Game of Thrones, pretty much the same way. Like seasons, like especially once you get around season 4 or 6ish, around that area, stuff's just pretty damn good. And you're like, damn, this shit's really good. But then, 7 is kind of subpar for them, but you're still not too mad. It still has everything set up. And then 8, just...
Bruh.
But here's the thing. Even as of episode 7 of season 8, it's like, well, I know they rushed it. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's not quite as trash as people are saying this season. People need to stop being so harsh. And it didn't help that between episode 7 and 8, I had to wait a few extra days after episode 8 came out because I don't have HBO to watch it at a friend's house. And all I saw was the negative press, as well as stuff that even the actors were shit-talking the season. I didn't watch the videos of said actors shit-talking the season because I didn't want the spoilers. But even the actors were shit-talking it. And then you see the petition for 500,000 people who signed a petition to try and get it rewritten by competent writers.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I'll put it this way. I found out the reason why they rushed the seasons like they did, because HBO and George R.R. Martin wanted like 4 more seasons of this, and apparently the actors would have been cool with it too. But the directors got like a job to do the next Star Wars trilogy.
Oh shit!
And so they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna end this."
There's gonna be another Star Wars trilogy. That's a whole different conversation. Why?
Because it's Star Wars and it prints money.
And it'll never end because of the fact that it prints money.
Yeah. But they got signed on to do that. However, if this is how they treat something like this, like just because another opportunity came up, well, let's just half-ass this last season. Leave Starbucks cups into shots. Why not?
Yeah, I saw everybody blowing that shit up. I saw that.
It's like, that's not a good enough audition tape, man. If your motherfuckers are writing the next Star Wars trilogy, I'm not watching it. If they direct it, sure. The acting was great. Then what they did with the shitty writing that the actors that had and everything, fantastic. I give all the actors a thumbs up. But that last episode was so fucking nonsensical without me spoiling a damn thing.
Yeah. No.
All right. Wrestling.
Like I said, I was gonna say real quick before I get into it, before we go too far off, I said, I haven't seen a single episode. I'm thinking about getting into it because the whole internet was orgasming off of every episode for the last I don't know how many years. So I was like, well, shit, I'll check it out eventually. But my thing about the whole signed a petition. I didn't see the episode, but signed a petition because the episode was bad. Oh, come on, y'all. Really? I don't know. Whatever.
No, that's how I felt. That's how I felt when I first saw that article. I'm like, come on, guys. And then afterwards, I'm like,
it might have sucked.
and then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I get the response that happened.
Okay, but anyway, like you said, Money in the Bank. My overall feel, like I said, of Money in the Bank, it was very meh. Money in the Bank 2019 was very eh. It felt like I was watching, kind of felt like, and a lot of they events feel like this that aren't the big four, and sometimes the big four within the last few years feel like this too. Feel like I'm kind of watching another like Raw or SmackDown episode.
Yeah.
Nothing feels like super special about a lot of these big events like within the last few years, man.
I won't necessarily say that about the Money in the Bank.
I'm not gonna say that it's always like that.
No, I'm not saying that about Money in the Bank. I get your point. I'm not saying it was quite episode of Raw and SmackDown and nothing significant happened. Nothing significant happened. And not even just talking about the bullshit at the end. Something significant happened.
Well, let's get into it. Kickoff. You were right. Because since it was for nothing, you were right. The Usos would beat Daniel Bryan and Rowan. So, I mean, can we? You want to stop me when we get to something of note? No, but we'll get to stuff of note clearly.
Well, it's also the kickoff.
That's why I said we'll get. We will. That's why I'm being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But you were wrong though about them adding another kickoff match when you said they would add the kickoff of
I was
Ryder and Hawkins.
Yeah, I thought they would add something because usually it's not just one match.
Yeah, one kickoff is weird. Like
Mm-hmm.
one match kickoff is weird.
Usually it's two.
It's two every now and then. It's three, but it's usually at least two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like the bigger shit, it's like three, but smaller shit is usually two.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay, so getting into it now. I love wrestling with regret, and I've seen the other what cultures and whatnot too. But the women's Money in the Bank, shout out to the ladies. I've seen all of y'all do amazing matches. Even fucking Dana Brooke and Ember Moon, who doesn't get to do that much. And Nikki Cross got put into it, so
yeah,
because Alexa Bliss still ain't cleared for because of concussion issues and whatnot. But maybe I watched a different Money in the Bank match than everybody else, because this match to me seemed very much choreographed as fuck. It was very much paint by numbers. It was very much rehearsed, and I know it is rehearsed, and I know it is a show. But the whole point of rehearsing and the whole point of performing is to make it seem as though this wasn't rehearsed and this happened spur of the moment. And so much of this, when I watched it, seemed very much, and now we pick up the ladder, and now I hit you, and now you dodge, and now you punch, and now I dodge, and now I throw, and now we climb, and it was very much like just paint by numbers. And and like I said, like Brian Zane, you the shit. I'm not trying to talk shit, but he gave it a 4 out of 4 stars, and I'm like, bruh, did I watch a different match than everybody?
I don't know about 5-star or 4 out of 4. I don't know about 100%. That's silly, but I did enjoy the match. Unlike you, I enjoyed the match. I was fine with it. I think I was also fine with it because they let somebody else win. I know it was Bailey, but still,
somebody win who should have won. You were right. You picked Bailey, and you were right.
But the match was good enough. I liked some of the things. Like, I wasn't expecting fucking Sonya Deville to do what she did.
Yeah, she did.
Where she fucking carried her and tried her best to carry her friend through that match to get her to win. That's not something I fucking expected going in there. So, I don't know about entirely predictable, boring ass paint by numbers shit. But it was alright. Ember's fucking Eclipse off the ladder wasn't bad either.
Nice. That was nice. I've been saying since Ember Moon, when we first tried to do this podcast, and then, we dropped out for a year. But I've been saying since she was in the last one, I want to see an Eclipse off the ladder. So I did get my wish on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, man, it seemed very much, like I said, I don't want to shit on the performers themselves, but I just want to be honest from what I saw. And it seemed very much like I saw them thinking. Like I saw the choreography. It seemed very much like this is what we do. Okay, and now set up ladder, climb ladder.
I mean, you can say the same thing for the men's match. Oh, someone's going to fall off the ladder and break their back like 50 times. Oh, look, he did it.
No. Like, let me, at the risk of sounding sexist, because I'm a dude, and I thought about that the second I actually, like, watched this. But the men's Money in the Bank did not feel like that to me. But the other women's Money in the Bank that I've seen didn't feel like this one did either. So it was just this particular women's Money in the Bank of 2019, you know, right before 2020, like 2019.
You also didn't have the same talent pool.
True, depending on who you ask, but no, true, yeah, because everybody in the men's has been doing it just year-wise.
No, I meant as the previous women's Money in the Bank. I wasn't comparing women to men. I was talking about, like, last year, you had Sasha. I'm pretty sure you had Charlotte as part of it, too.
Alexa was in there, yeah.
Alexa. Like, you had some women that knew what they were doing.
This is true. This year you
had Dana Brooke, who, you know, bless her heart and all that, but...
And no shade to Carmella or Mandy Rose, because I love both of them, and they're getting better. But they're getting better.
Yeah, Mandy Rose...
Yeah,
who apparently was in the one last year, according to their backstage thing.
But yeah, like I said, I've seen all of these women have better matches. Shit, they had better matches the following nights, Monday and Tuesday. This one, I was excited to see it, and I was very disappointed. And I've seen matches where it seems very choreographed. This one felt like that to me. So, is what it is. But I will say the outcome, the right person won. So. I'll definitely say that. It's about time, like, we can see if the age of Bayley is going to be worth something, because it's about fucking time that Bayley gets to the top, cuts a somewhat decent little interview promo, whatever, at the end, posing with the crowd and all that shit, and when she got the title later on the night, like, all of that shit was like, thank you. Like, we'll see. It's possible. Now, this is just, you know, conspiracy theorist, internet fan shit. But I see some people saying that it's possible that this was to stick it to Sasha and see what happens when you leave. Like that shit. But who knows? But yeah, I picked Mandy for that. It was down to our last two. So yeah. Next, Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe. Rey Mysterio won. Neither one of us guessed that. Rey is the new title holder in that one. Basically, you beat me in a quick match. I beat you in a quick match. Like,
yeah, but apparently that finish wasn't supposed to be that finish.
I've heard that, like, because Joe was bleeding, and he was bleeding bad, like out his nose and below his eye and shit.
Yeah.
Supposedly, since Joe was bleeding and everything, they stopped it early. I heard that. And then of course Dominic came down and all that shit, and then they were making a big deal about Joe's shoulder being off the mat, which I understand, but I was a little surprised because I was like, yo, they make a big deal when Ronda's shoulder was off the mat, but
yeah, but
not a big deal.
It wasn't quite as and they did. No, they made a deal out of it. Like, that actually, like, I'm not sure it was entirely on the mat, but he shut up about it real quick. I think they pointed that out on Botchamania. And I was like, wait, was her shoulder off the mat? Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to mention that? Oh, shit.
Right, that's the thing, too.
But
yeah.
The other night, it was, like, it was also way too obvious. And, like, it didn't help that the looks of shock on Rey, because at least with the Becky thing, Becky was supposed to win.
That's what I'm assuming is.
And this time,
what was supposed to be said and what wasn't, right?
Yeah. And this time, Joe and them weren't supposed to. But I don't know how deep these rumors go and how true they are. But I heard, like, due to something else that happened that night, a lot of people, including the rest, weren't told what was supposed to be going on or weren't as informed as they should be about the night.
Oh, you
to
talking
keep
about the
certain surprises from as surprises. So people were also just kind of lost in the match, like, oh crap, he's bleeding. What do I do? Do I end it? Well, fuck it, Ray, you're winning. The guy's like injured.
So the rumors are that a lot of this stuff was probably called in the ring. Hey,
yeah, or at least in that case, definitely, because the ref wasn't informed enough.
Yeah, I got you. Joe got some big ass shoulders too, man. That's a big guy.
And he had Ray like lifted off of him damn near. It's like there's no way that fucking
difference is apparent like a motherfucker.
There is no way that motherfucker should have been counted for 3. It's like 1, shoulder up, 2, shoulder like all at like a fucking 45-degree angle. 3, he's like at a 90-degree angle. Like no, at least Rhonda. It was technically off, but that's just because she couldn't lay right because she fucking like broke her arm or shit. Or whatever happened. Which is why we ain't seen her since WrestleMania because she's fucked up. Also, well, I would say also she's probably going to, go back to MMA as the rumors say. But you know what they say about people that want to go back to MMA, and that's why they lost the WrestleMania. Anyway, we're going to go and talk about the next one.
Oh, man, we will get there, man. Get there. Listeners, we will get there. Y'all just wait. Okay. Next match, Shane versus The Miz. All in all, a pretty good match. I don't remember too much from it except the ending. I didn't hate the ending. I know a lot of people kind of hated the ending. I didn't hate the ending with Shane trying to pull Miz back in, look like he's about to suplex him, and everybody thinks, okay, this is Shane. Of course, he's gonna get thrown off the fucking top of the cage before this match ends. It's fucking Shane McMahon. Look like he's about to suplex him off the top, but then he grabs his shirt. Shane slips out, wins. I didn't hate that. Apparently, some people hated that. Did you hate that?
In theory, no. But it also means this isn't really over.
The feud is not over, right?
Also, the fact that, it was kind of a neat way for Shane to still to win without technically winning. But it still doesn't make The Miz look any better that he can't get his fucking, retribution. It's just kind of a shit on The Miz for no reason thing.
It was very much like a slippery heel finish, though.
No, I'm saying I like the idea of it. It's just, I guess, what it meant for the feud as a whole. Where now he hasn't come out on top. Yeah, that's all. I like the finish as in and of itself. In a bubble, it's fine. Which there was that whole thing people have been talking about for like a year. WWE acting like every match is in a bubble. As opposed to part of a whole.
Then we get a quick little segment where we talk about Braun Strowman. Sami Zayn actually earlier in the night, I forgot to mention that. Sami Zayn earlier talked to Triple H about, I don't know, I think Braun is here. I'm gonna get beat up, whatnot. I'm afraid. Then we see Sami Zayn in the back, tied up, upside fucking down.
Yeah, I love it because what's his name? When he went to Triple H, he interrupted him on the phone, and first Triple H is like, "Oh, don't worry, Braun's not here tonight," and the crowd's like booing. It's like, but I don't think Braun cares about being banned for one. And 2, Sammy's like, okay, but can I still get some kind of protection? And Triple H, still mad that he got him off the phone, was like, you can tape up your fist and go get out of my office.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, get wrecked.
But Sami Zayn tied up like a fucking bat on the cage. I was like, who the fuck? What the fuck? Super slasher 80s villain did this shit. The hell? Fucking Batman was in this motherfucking Spider.
It's like, damn, Braun, you mad?
He tied this motherfucker upside down. What the fuck? So Sammy was incapacitated. We run into Braun Strowman backstage. Triple H is like, Braun, I'm not gonna tell you to leave, but as your boss, I'm basically saying, you need to get the fuck out of here. So,
and he's like, because of what you did to Sammy. And Braun's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I want to kill that guy right now. He's like, you're not getting in the match, so just leave. And Braun just gets mad and leaves. And around that time, with the way Triple H was talking about it, and especially with Braun going like, what are you talking about? That myself and even my roommate who were watching were like, well, to be fair, maybe Braun didn't do it because tying a guy upside down, that's not really Braun's style. If Sammy was like in a trash can, his feet sticking out upside down, or some other kind of just fucking dead. That's probably Braun Strowman, because Braun Strowman stuff is a little on the cartoony side at times, but it's fucking entertaining and I fucking love it. I'm not like fucking a year or two ago whenever they fucking did the shit where they threw Braun in a dump truck and all that shit, where it was Dave Meltzer and people being like, oh, this is too cartoony, this is terrible, it's ruining wrestling. No, it's entertaining as shit. Also, they don't make him out to be a cartoon character. If anything, he's a goddamn Terminator or Sabretooth, because he has a fucking healing factor and comes back from all this shit. Anywho.
Dave Meltzer hates fucking everything, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't listen to him.
Yeah, but no, so basically, you think Braun is banned from the match, or whatever. Clearly, everybody thinks that Braun is going to do something later on in the match.
See, I thought it was just going to be Bray. When I put up that the guy was held upside down,
like it's going to be Bray. That's true.
When he's upside down, like that seems like something creepy horror movie villain Bray's going to try to do.
Very Bray, right? Yeah, for like his new persona, possibly, right? What was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of Bray too, real quick before we move on, the clips off the ladder on Natalya after they did it, the crowd chanted, I think, "Holy shit!" and they chanted "Yowie Wowie."
Yeah, there were a couple "Yowie Wowie" chants that night.
Oh shit! Fucking they made "Yowie Wowie" work. I love it. Next, Cruiserweight Championship match, 205 Live. Tony Nese kept his championship when he went over Aria Daivari. Of course, like I said, we don't know much about 205 Live, so I picked Daivari, you picked Nese. Nese won. Good job, Pete.
It's also, as my roommate pointed out, that with the Nese thing and the cruiserweights, it's like, well, of course, they don't give a damn about the cruiserweights. People keep that belt for months.
Yeah.
Alexander, then Murphy, then this guy.
Shit, didn't Enzo have it for a while?
Enzo had it for a while, but we know what happened with Enzo.
Well, we all know what happened with Enzo, of course. What was I gonna say?
But he's gonna rise like a phoenix.
No, don't you do that. No, but anyway, but no. So this match, so like I said, just again, I had to watch this one in a bubble because I don't know about 205 Live and don't follow it. No offense to anybody on the show, but this match, just in my little bubble of watching it, it started off really good. But I think it went on too long.
Which match?
The 205 Live Cruiserweight match, Nese and Daivari.
I
thought it started off really good, but I thought it lasted longer than it needed to.
Maybe.
And I kind of lost interest.
Maybe, but at the same time, you didn't have interest going in to begin with. And they need to actually give the cruiserweights the fucking time of day if they want this thing to work.
I agree with that.
Which is why it wasn't on the pre-show and it was on the main card. So for that, I'm like, okay.
Good point. But yeah, so you got that one. Then we get into Becky Two Belts. Everybody, throw out your Becky Two Belt shirts. If you bought them a month ago, because they have Becky Two Belt shirts that they are selling on WWE.com. If you bought that shirt, I think they a month, 2 weeks ago, whatever the fuck, goodbye, throw your shirts out. Really, WWE? I understand, you got to do what you got to do, give different people the titles and whatnot, but y'all made t-shirts? Come on, y'all. Anyway.
Yeah, it was a catchy enough phrase, and they got people to buy it.
And now your shirt don't mean shit. In a sense.
Well, to be fair, it was a historic thing, and they can always be like, yeah, this is from, the first woman to win the main event at WrestleMania, where she got that. Like they try to do whenever they announce her now, even though she doesn't have a title anymore, or doesn't have one of the titles anymore. They still go, here's the woman who made history at WrestleMania, winning both belts.
And she was the first woman to have both SmackDown and Raw at the same time, too. So, but yeah. So, summing things up till we get to the meat and potatoes of what happened. Lacey Evans came out. I did like the Lacey dollar guns that she had. But Lacey Evans,
but it does go back to the whole What are you guys trying to do with this character?
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. I liked it for
Yeah, like
money
that's
in the bank,
cool.
but no, it was a little bit of like,
Money
okay,
in the bank. Okay.
oh,
Okay. But
you
still.
not, you didn't
No,
put
I'm
that
just
together?
like, what the hell is this character supposed to be? She's not been talking about being rich or anything
Right? No, she
this
hasn't.
whole time. Now she's here with her fucking lingerie holsters with money guns, and it's like, you guys just don't know what you're doing with this character, do you?
I
You got a
and,
fucking truck horn to start her music? Honk,
bro,
honk.
you hate that. That's not bad. It works.
What's it got to do with being a Southern Belle?
It's not so much a horn like a truck horn as it is just an instrument, and it's starting off this little somewhat vibrant country-ish southern rockish type of like intro music she has. That's all that is.
Southern rock.
It's like a southern rockish country-ish whatever type music that is, but it flows into her music. It's wah wah.
Honk, honk. Here comes the truck. It's the Southern Belle with the money guns.
It's not a truck horn.
She's gonna punch you.
It's better than the ricochet pew shit that you don't have a
It's
problem
the sound of a bullet ricocheting off of something. That makes sense. It's the sound of a ricochet. I finally heard it, and it's like, yeah, it's the sound of a fucking ricochet, a ricocheting bullet. That makes sense. A fucking truck horn doesn't make sense.
A truck horn. It is a horn to go into her music. It flows into the music. The instrumentation of her music, it flows into it.
Stupid.
Ricochet is just pew, and it's like, oh, okay. And then
it's the sound of a fucking thing ricocheting.
Oh, okay, cool. Now it's good, you know.
It's like the A-lister having a thing going quiet on the set because he's a fucking movie star.
Somebody talking,
or Mick being fucked up and psychologically broken, and like his mind, like, or just being fucking crazy, being a car wreck. He got a fucking car wreck at the start of this thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. The bullet ricochet just sounds corny.
Well, Stone Cold came out and broke a 316 sign made out of glass once, and they decided to put that at the beginning of all his music.
Yeah, which is dope. But I know what you're saying.
Rock likes to yell his name and catchphrase a lot, so why not start his music with it? Sorry.
You gonna run down everybody who has
iconic?
No, they don't scream it like that. What the fuck, God? It's like somebody screaming bloody murder. No, it's iconic in their little Australian accent. Not what the fuck?
They sound
what the hell?
Anyway.
And they used to not have the iconic before their
yeah, they don't need it.
I like it.
I don't.
I like it because their whole thing is being annoying.
I get it. Trust me, I get it.
As well as everybody has, like, you just went down a list of people who have like that little.
It does make more sense. No, to be fair, when I was saying, I said they don't need it, but I was listing it as a thing that makes more sense than the fucking truck horn at the beginning of the Lacey Evans song.
It's not a truck horn. It is just an instrument. It might be a saxophone, to be honest with you. I don't know.
It's not a fucking saxophone. Do not insult the instrument known as a saxophone.
I used to play saxophone. Not that I'm like, I used to play saxophone, so it kind of sounds saxophone-ish to me. I could be wrong as fuck. Anyway, we got off track as shit. So, I agree with you about besides the money in the bank. I did like it and all.
Okay.
This motherfucker.
All right.
Oh my god.
Here's what it is. It's not a fucking horn, and it's not a truck horn. Based on this picture here of her, like, with this fucking military shit, it's like a fucking alarm sound. Which, if they went with her as a fucking military person, which apparently she actually is, it would make more fucking sense. But no, they did this fucking Southern Belle shit. God fucking damn it. She's not even good at being a Southern Belle.
Dude, I don't hate you. So okay, whoa, okay. We digressing, and we didn't digress and digress. So let's digress a little bit more on this. You don't like the Southern Belle gimmick?
Not for her, I don't, because
I'm talking about we can't take that out. But no, like I'll say this: the accent that she does is clearly over exaggerated. That is clearly so.
Talking slow does not make you Southern.
I think that she makes the accent work for what it is, but I'm gonna say that's not one of the best things about it. But the whole Southern Belle gimmick, I feel like they're starting to finally find their footing. They're still finding their footing, but they're starting to find their footing, and I think they're starting to make it work slowly but surely. I like the Southern Belle gimmick. I like it, and the fact that she is like all in with that shit, and like I really think that she makes it work from her casual, not dressed to wrestle clothes, to her dressed to wrestle clothes, to just everything. I like it. The women's right, not a fan. I agree, but I like the Southern Belle gimmick. You're not a fan of the Southern Belle gimmick?
Not the way she's. I don't think the accent works.
I think it exaggerates it too much. Yeah.
No, especially because her idea of getting better at it is talking slower. I must draw out all my words. And it's like,
I like her though.
It's like, oh my god, can you guys just fucking do the military thing? Just be an angry woman. You know what? I hear if your gimmick is I'm just an angry bitch that's just gonna come out and punch things. I hear that works pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure Rhonda eventually decided to go from her thing to be I'm just gonna be an angry, and in her own terms, no more Mrs. Nice Bitch. So in her own terms, she's just gonna be an angry bitch that punches things. Okay, and people were a bit more okay with her. She still then pressed the fast forward button on all her promos and couldn't get anything out. Just, I'm gonna go to WrestleMania and I'm gonna fight both of these women and it's gonna be. It's like, calm down. I can't even understand what you're saying. Whatever. She's like the opposite of Lacey Evans in that regard.
She is.
But
I would easily agree on that one.
But the fucking last quarter of 2018 and leading up to WrestleMania, where you just had Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda, just these three angry women that were just mad and gonna beat the shit out of everybody, and everybody loved all of it. That's fine. And Lacey Evans is athletic enough to fucking pull that off.
Yes.
So let her do that. Let her shine, I guess.
I disagree about switching up her gimmick, man. I guess we gotta disagree on that one because I disagree. I think she needs more honing. But I think that it's got potential and it's going the right route.
And get rid of this damn woman's rights shit.
Again,
I have no problem with women's rights. They do deserve better rights and all that. I'm not saying they don't. But this fucking big punch that's not the big punch, that people can't tell if they're supposed to be getting hit with the finisher or you're just punching them. Because she doesn't even have the thing Big Show had, like, this is clearly the punch that matters! None of that stuff. It's just, she went for the punch in her match with Becky, and Becky ducked under it. And then by the end of it, Mike's like, is she even going to go for the punch? I'm like, oh no, she already went for it, and Becky ducked. He's like, I couldn't even tell. Thought she just went to attack her.
One of the things I think that messes up the women's right is that she cocks back so far and like does it that it looks fake as hell. Like, of course, this one is fake, but it looks so fake.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. The big punch or the WMD, whatever he eventually called it, that had its times where it looked fake as hell too. But again, you also
fucking huge, right?
You also know he could have knocked people's heads off because his fist was the size of their head. So, yeah, he kind of needed to fake that. But it was also believable that if he did hit somebody and put a bunch of more strength into it,
you would have got fucked up.
Would be out.
Yeah. Well, yo, let's get back into this, man, because we gotta. Okay, well, getting back into it. Becky ends up keeping her Raw Women's title when she goes over on Lacey with the disarmor. Right after the match is over, out comes Charlotte. Becky gets no time to breathe. I was surprised. I was like, damn, because usually when people wrestle twice in one night,
sorry,
damn, bless you, damn, bless you. Usually, I waited that time. Bless you. Usually, when people wrestle twice in one night, they let them like open the show, and then they let them pretty much close the show, or at least wrestle earlier and later. And I was like, damn. Not only did Becky wrestle like third or fourth on the card, but then she wrestled back to back twice, like back to back, and like didn't get no time to breathe. I'm like, damn, because shit, WrestleMania 30. Granted, WrestleMania 30 was the story of Daniel Bryan and all that shit, but he wrestled early in the night and then closed out the show. Like, and then usually people do that. I was like, damn, okay, all right, well, shit, give it to Becky Lynch for wrestling back to fucking back. But WWE has been on their gauntlet kick a lot lately, so shit, there you go. But yeah, so here comes Charlotte. Charlotte ends up going over on Becky, not with the figure eight, which I was like, damn, really, she couldn't get a figure eight, but sometimes you gotta switch the endings up. So she ends up going over on Charlotte. With some help from Lacey with the women's right. You know, I know Pete was loving that part. One part, yeah, Becky got like caught up in the ropes or something. Lacey came out again, hit her with the women's right. Charlotte big booted her. Then rolls up and bam, match over. Then here comes Bayley. Bayley comes out. She hits her Macho Man.
Well, they teamed up on Becky to beat her up after the match. Becky came out to help.
True, I'm tripping.
Or Bayley came out to help.
Yeah, Bayley came out to help. Then Bayley hits the Macho Man esque elbow on Charlotte. My bad. And then ends up pinning 1, 2, 3. I had originally said, why didn't they just let Becky keep both belts and then just let Bayley cash in on Becky to get the SmackDown later? But Big Bro made a good point where he was like, well, Becky and Bayley are faces, and Charlotte is a heel. So Charlotte had to take the belt off of Becky so that way Bayley could cash in on a heel. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense in a convoluted ass way. So yeah.
Can I talk about something like same night cash in, whatever, it worked. We thought we were hoping we might not get one. Have somebody have a night where it's not same night cash in. But I don't even care so much about.
I don't hate them, but I just don't always want them because they're so expected.
Yeah, but it's what it is. It happened. Congratulations, Bayley. At the end of the day, I'm not too mad about that. The other thing, though, I gotta say is consistency with the cash-in matches, because sometimes or most of the time, someone comes out to cash in. The ref's like, okay, this person's cashing in. All right, person getting cashed in on. Are you awake? Are you conscious? All right. Are you ready? You standing? All right. Fight. And then they fight and get the belt. But Bayley came out to help Becky, knock Charlotte down, looked around for like 3 minutes like, oh, wait, she's down? Should I cash this in? I'm going to cash it in. Charlotte
Bayley?
still knocked down. Charlotte still knocked out. Doesn't get the chance to stand up. She just still on the ground. Ref just rings the bell. She elbow drops her and pins her. And they're inconsistent and it's not the first time that they've let someone cash in on an unconscious person. It's just they're inconsistent about when they do this.
I agree. I remember the first time I saw somebody with a Money in the Bank cash in on somebody who had already been downed, and then the ref was like, okay, we got to make sure they stand up first. And I was like, when the fuck they started doing that? And then they started doing that for a minute, but then, like you said, but now they don't always do that also. So I'm like, I agree with you on that one, where it's like, it's okay to do it on a downed opponent, but sometimes you got to make sure that they're standing. Both people have to be on their feet before we start. So I agree. Like, what the fuck? I agree with that.
Or you got to be like Carmella last year when the ref waited like 5 minutes. Are you sure? Are you sure? Against Charlotte. And then he had to make sure Charlotte was able to stand, and she kind of was, and then she got kicked in the face and pinned.
That was one of the dumbest refs I've ever seen. And then she, ref! Yes! And he's like, what? And then he took like 2 steps towards the bell and then walked back. Wait, no, I know I walked away, but I'm going to come back just to make sure. Sit your ass down. Anyway, congrats to Bayley for getting a title. And like I said, showing maybe a little bit of something. We'll see. We'll see. And then, of course, what they did Tuesday with her and Becky's back and forth that we'll get into on our other video when we review Monday and Tuesday's Raw SmackDown. But maybe Bailey will be showing something. We'll see. Said she's leaving hugs behind or whatever, but that's in the future from Sunday that just passed. But yeah, her posing with the crowd and everything, that was nice. To me, that was one of the highlights of the night. To be honest with
you. Yeah.
So yeah, next Roman Reigns and Elias. It was funny. I mean, you gotta love Elias, man. I'm sorry. When he hits Roman backstage out of nowhere, and then fucking comes up and says, and he was playing with an electric guitar because he's like, well, as you can see, my guitar broke. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
Fucking he was shredding on that electric too, man. I was like, all right, Elias, I see you. That dude, he's a beast on them fucking guitars.
And I'm pretty sure he started learning how to play guitar when he first got this gimmick.
Really?
Like, he's self-taught, and he got taught recently, yeah.
So he hasn't. He just started playing when he became Elias doing this.
Well, maybe shortly before, but yeah. I remember seeing on like a table for three, he was saying he was self-taught and he only learned like recently, but he's been like actively working on improving it.
Fuck, good for you.
And if you go back and look at his earlier things, he did like some of the most basic stuff when he was like starting. It was like beep, beep, doo, and I want a question for everybody tonight. And then he started doing like longer and longer like songs until he had his own little thing. And then he got to make his own album.
You got something that to work for and something to motivate you to work for it, man, and you will push yourself. You'd be surprised. Seriously. Yeah. That being said, look out for Too Much Free Time, the solo EP of Super Jazz coming. But anyway. No, but I mean, so at the end of this match though, big fucking surprise. Roman Reigns. Yay. Roman Reigns is this generation or whatever, John Cena.
Well, yeah.
Well, in the ring, just without, mic skills and as entertaining matches. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, like just being honest. Roman Reigns won. We both said he would. There you go. Seth Rollins, AJ Styles. This was a pretty good match. I will say, unfortunately, I do not remember too much from it. We are recording this on a Thursday.
It was a damn good match. It was probably... Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and say it was match of the night.
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm going to say it was match of the night, especially because of the things we'll get to. Otherwise, that could have actually been a contender as well. But I'm going to say Rollins AJ was match of the night. It was damn good. I enjoyed every minute of it.
And I mean, big surprise, like Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, like big surprise that it wasn't. Seth Rollins and Miz pretty much always put up any big card they're on, they always put up amazing matches. So we all remember Backlash of last year where the only good thing about that was Rollins versus fucking Miz. Yeah, but Rollins won, so you guessed that. I thought AJ was going to get it. So he is the Phenom Slayer. But they shook hands after the match. I thought it was going to be some shenanigans, but they shook hands after the match and, stayed good guys. Then they said that this was dumb. It wasn't dumb that Lars Sullivan beat up the Lucha House Party. It was dumb that they said a 6-man tag. It's like, no, it wasn't. This wasn't going to be.
Yeah, they made it look like it was going to attack to make it look more spontaneous.
Mm-hmm. But then Lars Sullivan came out and just beat the fuck out of him because he's been doing that. Mm-hmm. Lucha House Party has been fucking like cannon fodder or like it's feeding time or whatever the fuck for fucking Lars Sullivan for like what 3-4 weeks now, at least 3. So yeah, Kofi Kingston went over on Kevin Owens. This was a pretty good match. I remember that. This was a good match. Kofi ends up winning with Trouble in Paradise after Kevin Owens tries to do a little like rolling senton off of the, I believe, top rope, excuse me.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he goes over on him. Like I said, and it was contained. It was no shenanigans from anybody outside the match, I believe.
Nope. Yeah.
I was like, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. So yeah, nobody interfered from New Day. New Day doesn't interfere, and then Sami Zayn, didn't interfere either because he was incapacitated For wait a minute, I said Kofi, you said Kevin, but Sami Zayn was incapacitated for what happened in the main event.
And I did say Kevin. I initially said Kofi. The main reason I changed it to Kevin was because I saw that I had all titles, saying the same, and that was the one match I decided to be like, I'll say KO.
I will say this: everything that we guessed right, because we didn't guess every winner right, barring the main event. But we didn't guess every winner right. But every one that we guessed right, the only one that we guessed separate that I was right and you were wrong was Kofi versus Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
All the other ones that like we didn't collectively get right got me on. So yeah. Main event. Good match. I feel sorry for you, Ricochet. You were just in this match to be another body to get thrown around to make other people look good.
I feel more sorry for fucking Finn.
Yeah, I was getting to him next.
Like Ricochet got off fucking easy. He ain't get people slammed on him after he done got his back broke like 5 times.
And that fucking the shit Andrade did off of the ladder with the rolling sunset flip onto the other ladder set up on the fucking ropes, where Finn got power bombed off that motherfucker, then bounced like 10 feet and fell. Shit.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Ricochet because both of them. But Ricochet, I don't even remember Ricochet putting up too much offense in this damn match.
No, I don't know. He did something, but yeah, there was no 630 off a ladder.
I told you, yeah, I got my Eclipse off the ladder, but now I want to get my 630 off a ladder. The man who redefined aerial combat, they left that fucking like moniker alone after the first time they said that bitch.
I think they said it like 2 weeks in a row, and then they're like, "Yeah, this is too long."
No, this was a good match, man.
Just stick with the one and only.
Right.
Nice and simple.
Honestly, why don't they just call him the one and only more? Because they don't really call him that.
I mean, it's in his music every time he comes out.
It's in his music, but they should just call him. That should be his nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Like I think that should be his nickname.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Ali looked like he was about to win, and honestly, I would have been like, okay, Ali won. I didn't pick Ali. We both picked Andrade. I didn't pick Ali.
Would have been pleasantly surprised.
Exactly. I would have been like, damn, Ali won. What are they gonna do with this dude? He's got some skills. Let's see what this this newcomer who definitely has the in-ring skills. Put him on the mic more. Let's promote him or whatever. Let's see what Ali can do.
Yeah, it's like Ali. He's pretty good. I'm not as big on him as other people, but I get it. I get it. I get that he's cool. He's got the flippity do. He comes out looking like Sub-Zero sometimes, but now he wears red. That's cool and all. You know what? Oh wait.
I was gonna sing it and play it. Right?
What the hell is this? Motherfucking problem.
What was your initial reaction watching that shit when it hit?
Fucking shock. Just
everybody.
What? Now I will say, I did get a little bit of the. I don't have a better way to describe it, so I'll say the Mark shivers that I always get when I hear his music start, because it's Brock fucking Lesnar. So it's like, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, this isn't good.
right. You realize what it meant.
Yeah.
Bro. So my initial reaction, like I said, I'm sitting next to Big Bro, my big brother, and all he was saying was, this is a reenactment of what happened when the music hit. What the hell is this? 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 That's all he just.
I could totally see him saying that, because that was damn near also what was going on in here. Like, no, you are not Are you fucking kidding? No, it's not Bray. It's not, because there were Yowie Wowie chants in that Money in the Bank match too.
Yes, it was. My reaction was, this is like how much I was just like, I guess like in shock and just like whatever. I couldn't place whose music it was right away. I was like, wait, wait, the Brock? I wasn't like with that. I was like, Brock, wait, what the fuck? Huh? And I just like kind of sat there not making noise, but just like with the whole face of the what the fuck face, like the hell, like very just confused, quiet. My brother again just sounded like a parrot. What the hell is this? 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 Understandably so.
What the hell is this?
Like, and then me basically just like, wait, Brock, wait, what the fuck?
Brock?
Right.
What the hell? Brock? What the hell? Brock?
Look, okay, now this is my thing, man. Oh, and I mean, for what it's worth, Brock Lesnar loves playing the villain. Dude climbs up, gets the fucking briefcase, sits atop the fucking ladder, and my dude goes, "Yeah, guess who's back?" Ah, I was like, this dude.
Well, he also, after apparently throwing a ladder at fucking Ali after he fell out of the ring and hurting him and busting him open, waved down at him and the other pilot body like, haha, too bad.
He loves being like that guy. Like, he runs to the fucking ring, knocks a ladder over with disregard for audience members and crew. He took out two fucking like cameramen, bruh. Chill, man.
Yeah, and asterisks about rumors and stuff. The thing that made this worse for me than even just what happened is the rumors that came out that apparently literally no one in the match knew that was going to be the outcome.
Yeah,
apparently they were told Ali was going to win so that they wouldn't sandbag the match. So that they would actually go out there and fight that hard and put on a good match. Because
if they knew Brock was going to win, they probably would
have none of them even had a shot to win. Yeah, they just, kind of shit on the match because what's the point? None of us are getting anywhere out of this match anyway. But that's why Randy was looking so pissed. Ali was looking pissed. Like, everybody that was still able to play off that they were conscious was pissed right the fuck off.
Ali looked more shocked than anything. I don't remember.
Oh, he was. Oh, especially after getting busted open, that dude was pissed.
I didn't see that.
Him and Randy also tweeted later about it. And, it's like, oh well, at least that's probably the most wrestling he's gonna do this year, type of deal. Ali said, and Randy's like, good quote. I like the attitude of that one. And they had to delete the tweets.
Oh wow. Okay. Like I said, I hope that that's a fucking rumor. I hope that, like, they didn't go into the match and not tell the motherfuckers the outcome, because that's a little like, damn. But I will do, this is one thing that I will say, though, like, everybody's like, for Brock Lesnar to come out, I'm gonna like, a little bit of like, all right, as much as we might not like this, chill, people. Like, everybody, because I saw some people saying, for Brock Lesnar to come out after all these 7 minutes, fart their hearts out, and then come up and not do anything but win. How many fucking times have we seen people get thrust into matches at the last second and win, and they didn't do shit? We just saw fucking in-show cash in. It happens. Now,
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania! Oh my god! They're fucking killing each other! Bam, 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 bam. What the hell? Seth Rollins running down the rope! He's cashing out!
So for everybody to do that, like, for him to come out, it's a spit in the face to these wrestlers that they wrestled out.
Now,
it happens in matches, man. It happens
now,
in matches.
my thing isn't so much it's a spit in the face that the cash-in happened in general. Or not the cash-in, but the thing happened in general. There was technically an 8th slot open. Right. The thing that's a shit in the face to them is that it was Brock Lesnar doing
that is
it.
Brock again. No, that is a slap in the face. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Now, I've been saying, and I do agree, or not agree. I agree with myself. No shit. I've been saying, and I'm a believer that if he gets the title and is on the show on a regular basis, this won't be so bad.
But that's not happening.
But that is the only way that I will be okay with this.
Well, you're not going to be okay with it. He's not going to be a regular thing on the show when he gets that title.
The main reason everybody was so what the fuck when this happened was because we saw this before and we got our hopes up the first fucking time just to be like, oh, this is what this means? 8 appearances in 1 year?
Yeah.
Like, title defenses or whatever, barely on the show. The main title now, all of a sudden, is what, the U.S.
And he's had it twice.
Yeah. So that's like Brock Lesnar having the title for all his purpose with fucking Paul Heyman in his corner should fucking be the greatest thing ever. Especially on a fucking heel capacity.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman is so good on the mic, especially for heels.
Mm-hmm.
And then this big dude Brock, going and killing shit with his mouthpiece should be the best thing in the fucking world, man. But the title gotta be on the fucking show. Or at least the title holder.
Yeah.
And he's gotta be defending it every other big event. God damn, man. Which is why everybody in a year's time went from, oh shit, Brock got the title, to fuck.
And then they came and did it for another year.
Yep. So, yeah, and like I said, clearly we picked Andrade. Clearly it didn't matter. Nobody was going to guess.
Apparently his big push is being on the show.
Who?
Andrade.
Yeah. I feel you but no, like, there was no way we were going to guess Brock Lesnar was going to fucking win this match.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if anybody guessed Brock Lesnar was going to win this fucking match, you were fucking throwing a shot in the dark, or you're full of shit. Like, you were doing a serious shit. Who else is going to come back? Kenny Dykstra? Like, yeah, no, you were playing one of those games, or you are very full of shit. Like, I don't believe anybody saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
And for good fucking reason, man. Like, why? And then, like, again, armchair bookers and whatnot. But with AEW on the horizon, looking how it's looking, and then y'all do this, I'm just like, I'm not one of them AEW's gonna kill WWE people, but this is gonna make.
They're gonna maim and torture them and have them like tied to a slate and eyes held open with fucking toothpicks and shit for like a few years, but they're not gonna kill them.
I'm not one of those people either. Like, I'm one of the people we'll see it happen. But my thing is,
my thing is like WWE. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say real quick. My whole thing is like, this is gonna make people who think that change the channel. But no, what were you gonna say?
And that changing the channel is exactly why it's happening. Because clearly WWE is just doubling down on the shit. Or rather Vince is. Because we're at the point where even Triple H is out there liking tweets that shit talk what's going on.
Yeah, because he liked a tweet talking about the bullshit going on in wrestling, and then a little later, unlike that motherfucker.
And then a week or two later, did the same thing again.
Yeah, so, apparently, within the shit, Triple H is like, bruh, what the fuck? Although, going back to the Attitude Era, after the Attitude Era, some of the shit that Triple H did was kind of like, what the fuck, too. So.
Yeah, but wasn't nearly as. Yeah, there's the KD Vic thing.
Well, fuck that. But
it worked within the thing overall, and
the Reign of Terror. What happened within the Reign of Terror, from what I can remember, was not as bad as certain shit. On it. The Reign of Terror was bad, though. Like, the Reign of Terror, anytime you got one person who was constantly winning, hence the Super Cena era, who was just constantly fucking winning, like, and nobody else gets over, that's, like, still not a good thing. So, yeah. Granted, we look at what Triple H does with NXT, and then we look at the people that Triple H has laid down for to help get over. And just, we look at the quality segments and matches Triple H has been a part of, where he definitely was one of the main components to help it become match of the night or close to it. So he clearly knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Also, with the whole one person winning too much, in theory, I don't even have a problem with that, because it helps set up when they fall, whoever took them the fuck down gets that big in-character story buff. AKA how they constantly mention that Becky Lynch is the only person to pin Ronda Rousey.
True.
So
Okay. I see where you're going.
it can be done right. But the difference between Becky beating Ronda and Seth beating Brock is Ronda was like a 1 year thing. And Brock was like a fucking 5 year thing. Not really, but you get my point. It was like way too fucking long. Like damn near 2 years. And two, Ronda was at least, even though she didn't necessarily wrestle every week, she was on TV every week. She was there with the belt, trying to be the fighting champion, and that makes you a bit more like, okay, this is a legit threat. Who the fuck is gonna beat her? And, you know, people didn't sour on her because she won all the time. They soured on her because they couldn't get behind, like, the character and stuff.
The promos and the character itself, yeah.
Same thing with Roman initially. Is people soured on Roman when he first started because they didn't like what his character had become, myself included. I kind of like this Roman more nowadays, you know, but there has been a promo or two where it's like, just end the promo here, Roman. But, you know, still not as bad as it was. And another case of same person winning all the time isn't good for business, and another good argument against that is that one dude, I forget what he was. He was like bald and shit, had like sparks. He went like 100 plus and 0 before even getting a shot at the title, but then he got it. Shit, what's his name? He had a beard. Stone Cold? No, not Stone Cold. He looked like Stone Cold though. Oh yeah, motherfucking Goldberg. Motherfucking Goldberg.
Goldberg, I feel you. That is true. Goldberg is somewhat of an anomaly in this case, though.
But it is a great argument of if you do it right.
If you do, but the reason why I say Goldberg is somewhat of an anomaly is because Goldberg had two things that he did that, like, he somehow got over that most people don't. One was the fact that he won all the goddamn time, and, like, you know, that just doesn't always happen. Heel, face, whoever getting over it. And then two, Goldberg got over on in-ring ability pretty much only, and, like, not really on mic skills, and that pretty much never happens. So yeah, those were like two things. So Goldberg, and that's if anything, that's a big up to Goldberg. But yeah, like, I can't think of anybody, just off the top of my head at least, who got to like the huge status that Goldberg did, that got over on like no mic skills or promos or anything like that, like at all. So yeah, cause shit, like, you know, like you look at Cena over his time period, you look at CM Punk over his time period, you look at The Rock, of course, Stone Cold, like shit, Shawn Michaels, everybody has some.
Well, Shawn Michaels had both in ring and
but
mic.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Rock was more mic related. The ring skills came, but he was more mic related. Stone Cold couldn't be as much of a ring technician as he used to be after the pile driver that broke his neck. So he leaned in on the, like, character and personality and stuff.
He had to switch up his ring, his fighting.
Yeah, he had to lean on the promos and the things built based off of that. But I'm not saying that as a knock on Stone Cold. Obviously, it's motherfucking Stone Cold. But I'm just saying there's stuff. Hulk Hogan was only mic skills.
Hogan, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, Hogan.
Hogan
wasn't bad in the ring. Maybe I got to go back and look at his matches.
Hogan was only mic skills and charisma, just natural charisma. And that's the other thing. Goldberg looked like a motherfucker that should be going 100-0.
True.
It's like, yeah.
We're digressing a little bit. Unless you got one more thing you want to say, I'm gonna reel it back in.
Just that the concept of going undefeated in and of itself, or going a long time without losing in and of itself, isn't bad for wrestling. It's the execution of said win streak and the right person doing it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say, you know, at the end of this, man, like I said, it was a good match with a bad finish, and mainly because we all know what this finish, like, can entail, what it will entail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless they switch up the tactics, we all know what this finish means, which is why I don't think any wrestling fan who's been watching for a minute was happy about this ending.
I just don't know whose title he's taking and holding on to for another year. Probably the Universal, because that is the Brock belt.
Yeah, because that's like the big one, right?
We're all expecting Vince to, eventually drop Trow over Kofi Kingston.
Damn!
And
why you saying like that?
Well, trying to cut back on the profanity and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna fucking. We're all expecting this to happen. We're all expecting it to happen.
That damn. I mean, I'm saying, but damn.
No better way than just to have Brock Lesnar come in and be like, "Yeah, you had to wrestle for 11 years. I went like 11 years without being on TV, and now I'm the only one allowed to win." How does that make you feel?
But yeah, so if I was to give Money in the Bank a rating, grade, whatever, my initial thought after watching this bitch was D+. I'm thinking that might be a little too harsh, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to go any higher. So I'll at least it ain't higher than a C-, man. I'm thinking D+, bro. I was not super impressed with this one. It had decent matches. I mean, if I want to, if I'll raise it because of Kofi and Owens. I'll raise it because of Bailey winning. I'll raise it because of Rollins Styles. So I'll get him like a C-. Like, there you go.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sweet. There were 10 matches on the main show. Alright, so Shane versus Miz. Meh. Roman versus Elias. Meh. So that's kind of like 0 out of 2. Becky versus Lacey was good enough. It was, suspenseful, went on for a match. Becky, that's fine. 3. So 1 out of 3. Becky versus Charlotte. The match itself was good, despite the shitty finish. But then the shitty finish got made up with the Bailey winning the title. So that's 2 out of 4. Nice versus Dabari. It's an okay match, but overall 2 out of 5. Rollins AJ 3 out of 6. So far we're looking at a 50%. Joe versus Ray 3 out of 7. Kofi versus KO 4 out of 8. So that's still 50%. Women's Money in the Bank, I'll say 5 out of 9. And men's Money in the Bank, with the exception of the Brock finish, 6 out of 10. Yep, D. Let's go D.
Okay, so I wasn't wrong to say, I wasn't wrong to say D+. All right.
I'll say D+. Looking at it the way I just looked at it, because I'm like, we got 10 matches. I can break this up into percentages. Yeah, 60%, that's a D. And a D does sound like it's too harsh, because that sounds like it's just complete and utter shit, which it wasn't. But it wasn't good enough, and it left people feeling bad.
And the ending, oh man, the ending of a movie, if we look at it just in those terms, the ending of a movie can kill it or make it amazing sometimes. We've all done that. You were just talking about Game of Thrones, man. We've all done that shit. Where you watch a whole thing and it's amazing, and then the ending is like, what the fuck I watched this shit for?
Yeah, it's like if you have 4 or 5 people who are all like competent, fighting in, let's say, like an actual sport or whatever. Let's say, I don't care. Let's say it's like somehow a fatal 4-way boxing match. And it's like, okay, you got all these people that happen, and all of a sudden the dude in the wheelchair just comes in out of nowhere and wins, and everyone's like, wait, the guy in the wheelchair won? Yeah, movie over. The message is, people sympathize with the guy in the wheelchair. Nobody would like that.
What movie did you just spoil?
Nothing.
Oh, you didn't?
Not a movie, no.
What did you? What
Don't worry about it.
The fuck? Okay.
Don't worry about it. It didn't have anything to do with boxing.
The fuck are you talking about?
People who know.
I honestly have no idea what that was.
People who know. The punchline was the wheelchair. All right.
Shout out to Pusha T. If you know, you know. Anyway, But anyway, yeah, people who know, motherfucker. Anyway.
And shout out to Biggie. If you don't know, now you know.
But you didn't tell me nothing to know.
Who we
What the hell?
are. Don't
Anyway.
know what you done.
So yeah. You gonna keep on going. Okay.
I faded out so you can keep talking and I'd be just in the background.
Alright. But yo, all in all, everybody, it looks like we're giving Money in the Bank 2019 a D+. Sounds like it was complete and utter garbage. It was not garbage. I'll say in the words of my good friend, my music partner D Dare Bionic says sometimes, it wasn't trash, it wasn't garbage, it was recycling. Yeah, he says that about stuff. It's like it wasn't garbage, it was recycling. Cause this wasn't garbage, but it wasn't too much better. Like I didn't see it. And I gotta say, with that women's Money in the Bank, no, I really don't want it to come off harshly to the competitors in that. But maybe it's me. Like it's not you, it's me. I was watching a different match than everybody. But yeah, and then of course the ending. And we will get into. So please be on the lookout. Listen to our review of the following Raw and SmackDown from the 20th and 21st of May. So yeah, the fallout we're gonna be reviewing, but I mean we'll see. We'll be seeing what happens with the next few weeks with Mr. Lesnar's win, man.
Yes, indeed.
That being said, if you want to hear more from your boy, go ahead follow me on Twitter at SuperJazz.
SuperJazz.
At SuperJazz2. SuperJazz number 2. You can follow me on Instagram at JAZTUCKER. You can also like my I am an MC, from time to time, so you can go ahead and like my Facebook page. That is SuperJazz on Facebook, of course, SuperJazz, as well as my music duo where I rap and my friend, not Pete, but my other friend, he sings.
Dare Bionic.
There you go. You can make it work. You can follow us on Twitter. We have not tweeted in a while, but you can follow us on Twitter. That is at Same Difference, spelled correctly, as well as Instagram at Same Difference, spelled correctly. Look us up on Spotify. Same Difference. The album is 20-something, 20-something. Gotta type it all out because we're not that big yet. Same Difference, kick the door in. Type in Same Difference, kick the door in. And if you want to hear me solo, you can just look up SuperJazz, Trust the Bounce. That is the lead single off the upcoming Too Much Free Time EP that I'll be dropping very soon. What's good, Pete?
Lots of things, but what you want to know as well is where you can probably find me. You can find me at the YouTubes and, Feo Grande, F-E-O Grande. That's Grande. Everybody knows how to spell Grande. That's what it is. I'm not Hispanic, but I do like saying the word Grande. Also, I'm pretty sure Big Ugly's taken. And also, other things you can find me at is Twitch and on Twitter, although I need to pick up the tweeting thing, but, I gotta get better at that. I'm not, young millennial youth. I'm not cool. I'm not as hip to the social networking thing.
He is a millennial, everybody.
I'm not a millennial.
He doesn't want to admit it. Anyway.
I'm like in my 30s. Anyway.
You can be a millennial in your 30s. Anyway.
I remember life without the internet.
Me too. That's what makes you a millennial. You as you came into your
that
own.
Was way before the millennium. Anyway,
no,
so we're gonna go ahead. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch.tv at Giotavi. That's Giotavi. Stop by, watch some videos, watch some streams. Thank you very much.
All right. So that being said, everybody, man, as we close, we close out this review. Yo, again, stay tuned. Listen to the podcast for the 20th and 21st of May, Raw and SmackDown, respectively. But yo, WWE, show me something with this Lesnar, like briefcase, Money in the Bank win. Show me something with this, please, please. Like I'm almost begging you, yo. Like, show me something. Anyway, that being said, man, we're gonna close this thing out. And remember, if you need to make an audible, you can always insert Brock Lesnar into the match. All right.